It is September 1st, and rent for many across the tri-state is due. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Tanya O'Rourke.
And I'm Kristen Hartman. For renters who've been financially affected by the pandemic, the first of the month is another due date without payment and a step closer to an eviction. That is what some local organizations want to prevent. Whitney Miller has that story.
People are getting evicted every morning in eviction court.
Nick DiNardo of Legal Aid has been working nonstop these days, trying to help families facing eviction.
We're at a complete crisis level. We already had a very large problem with affordable housing in Hamilton County before COVID struck. Now we've got all the shelters full.
DiNardo and his team say the crisis is because the federal government has not extended its moratorium on evictions.
Something like a new eviction moratorium would be really important because it would allow us to get the money to those families and households who need it.
The money he's referring to is from the Federal CARES Act. It flows through 3 local agencies to families in need of rental assistance. But DiNardo says there is a backlog on getting that money out.
But right now, people are being evicted simply because we can't process all the applications for people who need this emergency assistance fast enough.
Charles Tassel doesn't completely agree. He owns this building in North Avondale and says many of his tenants avoided eviction proceedings altogether by simply having a conversation.
We've been dealing with this since March. And property owners have been working with residents, been communicating, and that's the number one message is communicate. Are you working with somebody? Are you working on getting funds? Or is this just, hey, I'm not paying and you can't make me?
He says he got the most pushback when there was a moratorium on evictions in place.
That first domino is rent. If rent's not paid, then buildings don't have the funds to pay the mortgage, the insurance. Now there's maintenance people that don't get paid. There's a lot of mixed dominoes that start to fall, and that leads to housing instability.
Something both Tassel and DiNardo agree on.
We're not saying that tenants shouldn't have to pay rent at all, but we need cooperation on both sides to make this work.
Whitney Miller, WCPO 9 News.